So this is a revision to the second fire sign date of our 17th extension to the 552nd sub-prediction for the fire signs of 1 Kings 18. We're not changing the sub-prediction, which still runs from 2016 Chislev 25 to 2017 Tishri 8, and we're not changing the main prediction, which runs from 2016 EL 6 to 2017 Tishri 14. But the second fire sign did not happen as we thought it would on Elul 1011, and the new date for it is Elul 19, which is Wednesday, Thursday this week, which is September 13-14. Now the reason we've gone for that date is that we realised that even a Baalian Pentecost, you should count it in solar days, not BLC days, not in lunar days, because it's a count of weeks, so you have to count actual days. So 4,500 actual days from the fall of the Watchtower as a true church. When the Watchtower fell, they became prophets of Baal rather than prophets of Jehovah. That was Sivan 10, 2005. You count 4,500 Hebrew days, but according to a solar calendar, true solar days, not jumping at the end of the year as you do with the BLC. 4,500 solar or Gregorian after 2005 Sivan 10 is Elul 19, 2017. So it's the 90th Baalian Pentecost for the Watchtower. Now you could also go to Elul 24, which is 1350 solar days after the fall of Laodicea, and that could arguably be said to be the 27th Baalian Pentecost of Laodicea. The only trouble is Laodicea stopped competing with Elijah on Ab 21, 2017, the end of the contest day, and from that point on I'm not sure that they're prophets of Baal, because they stopped being prophets of Baal, they stopped competing. So I don't really go with Elul 24, which probably means it's correct. But it seems more likely that it's the Elul 19. But there's another reason why Elul 19 is such a good idea, and that it is this. 9/11/2001, BLC was Elul 19. And so September 13-14 this year is in fact 16 years precisely after 9/11. Now in Isaiah 30, 25 and 26 it says there will be rivers and streams, big water, big rivers and little rivers, on hills and mountains, big hills and little hills, big mountains and little mountains, in the day of the great slaughter when the towers fall, which is two witnesses to big small. And then it says the light of the moon will become like the light of the sun, 2 lights, and the light of the sun will become 7 times, 7 lights. That's what it says. Like the light of 7 days, 7 more lights. So you have 16 lights, and that's in the day of the binding up of the breakdown of God's people, which occurs as a result of the towers falling, which is a sign. Incidentally, the second fire sign we think is the towers of Dartford Bridge falling, and the third fire sign in Manhattan is the towers of Manhattan falling. So there's 16 lights being witnessed to, and it actually says the light will become, the light of the moon will become like the light of the sun, and the light of the sun will become 7 times brighter, and just like the light of 7 days. So it's 16 times to become, and we take a light for a year, because solar, Earth round the sun is a year, a solar cycle, or cycle of the Earth around the sun. 16 years is witnessed to, 16 times certainly is, and moon and sun. I mean, if the light of the moon is like the light of the sun, then you've got either 2 suns or 2 moons, however you want to look at it, and the light of the day is the light of the sun. So 16 suns, if you like, 16 lights of the sun, if you like, 16 cycles of the Earth around the sun, 16 years. From 9/11/2001 to 9/13/2017, but it's actually from Elul 19 BLC, Biblical Lunar Calendar, 2001 to Elul 19 2017. So that's a cute fit. Now, in 1 Kings 19, you have an Elijah figure, which isn't me. It's the Elijah to Laodicea, because he's standing in the entrance of a cave. He's got control of Laodicea. I don't have control of Laodicea. It's the apostle to Laodicea, or either that or it's the angel of Laodicea. And God is going to pass him by. And it says there's a great wind, and he isn't in the wind. And after that, there's a quaking, and he's not in the quaking. And after that, there's a fire, and he's not in the fire. And after that, there's a calm, low voice. And he doesn't say he's in that voice, but the implication is that he is. And all of that begins with Elijah standing in the entrance to the cave, and Jehovah's going to pass him by, rather like he passed by Moses, who was hidden in a rock, a hollow in a rock, I think, not dissimilar to a cave. It sounds like either a Passover, or it sounds like he's being overlooked to come to Zoar. It's certainly around the time period where we are now, because Jesus is about to appear on the cloud of the second fire sign, which is the fire. So we think that it's possible that Hurricane Irma was the wind, and the Mexican earthquake 8.1 on the Richter scale was the quake, and the second fire sign is the fire, and Jehovah isn't in any of those, but he turns up through the third Holy Spirit on Tishri 5 actually, which is September 29-30. So it's all happening in September. So that is quite interesting. And then also in Revelation 7 it says that the four angels stand on the four corners of the earth, holding tight the four winds of the earth, in order that no wind may blow on the earth or the sea or any tree until they've sealed everybody. And so by the time we get this second fire sign, that's really going to destroy some of the earth and the trees and the sea. This is symbolic. The earth is the congregation, the true church. Basically the sea is people not in the true church, and trees are providing food to people in the true church, and they're protected until the sealing is completed. And obviously a nuclear terrorist attack, the second fire sign is going to kill a few people. That ends the protection. It means that all the saints are sealed by then. But, however, even though the symbolism to do with the four winds is in fact four angels, four breaths, four spirits, it still is a wind. And one wonders whether there's a literal fulfillment of winds at this time of the sealing, which is also interesting. Furthermore, in 1 Kings 18, the way the contest is described is you take two bulls, and Elijah says you've got to pick a bull for yourself to the 450 prophets of Baal, and you've got to dress it and do this and do that, and I'll take a bull and do the next thing. And when you count that all out, it's 450 times 9 plus Elijah's actions. There's only one of him, so there's his actions and what God does and the people. I think it counts the whole thing as for 4,050, which is 9 450s, and then plus 11, which is 4061. And that takes you from the beginning of the bilateral contest, 2006 Sivan 1, when I sent the revised Sinai-Jonah letter, to Elul 11:12. But that is when we got this present prediction, which is quite a coincidence, and it's not something that's easy to change that count. You've got to change it by 450 if you've counted the wrong number of 450 incidences of prophets of Baal, which would put you way past the end of Adam, which can't work. Or you could be one or two out with Elijah, but I haven't done a prediction for the last 4 or 5 days, so that's pretty good confirmation that we now have it. It's a technical count, but basically you've got the actions of 450 prophets of Baal and the actions of Elijah, and there's 9, the count of their actions is 9, and the count of Elijah and the people and God, their actions is 11 as far as I can see. And that might be 12, might be 13, might be 14 in that case, but we won't be 450 days out here. So that must be when, and then the contest is over when God answers Elijah, and that answer was completed by the second fire sign prediction. We got that on Elul 11, published it Elul 12, and here I am making a video on Elul. Yeah, we're in Elul 17 now. Yeah. Right, now as regards Jonah and the two spies turning up, Jonah and Caleb, oh my goodness me, we still think there was a Laodicean Passover on Elul 14, but we've heard nothing to confirm or deny that. So I don't know when he's going to turn up. However, that's the reasoning for the movement of the second fire sign to Elul 19. So we expect the second fire sign to occur at Dartford, round there, which is a nuclear terrorist attack which destroys the bridge and kills a hell of a lot more people than 9/11 if it's a nuclear terrorist attack. This is the day of the big slaughter, so it's going to be a scary thing. And we expect it September 13, 14, LL19 for the reasons I stated, and it's on the east of London, produces a rising mushroom cloud from the Thames, and the reason we say Dartford is it's the nearest seawater to the highest point in Kent, which is IDE Hill. Kent is the Garden of England, and Elijah went up Mount Carmel, which means garden land, to ask his attendant to look out for this sign. And so it's very ambiguous that there was a fire sign on Mount Carmel in Israel. We think there's one above New Jersey, the Garden State in the US, which has water above it in the form of the Hudson, and likewise the Thames is seawater above the Garden of England. Hence we've gone for Dartford. Thanks very much.